As many of you guys know, I have a lot of fish tanks, and some of those fish tanks are really exciting to me as far as the fish that I'm keeping and how they're scaped. I've got my Malawi tank with my peacocks and small haps. I've got my Tanganyikan tank with my shell dwellers and my Burchardi. We've got the Mbuna. We can't forget about Oscar and all the oddballs in this tank. But even with all of those tanks, I still get excited when I get new fish and I have a new project. But lately, the tank that I'm most excited about is the planted tank. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that this tank is a 65-gallon aquarium. It used to be a Mbuna tank where I had African cichlids and I had rockwork and crushed coral. And a long time ago, before that, it was a planted tank with a dirt substrate, and I had angelfish and rummy nose and stuff like that. But anyway, I decided to go back into the plant world and decided to go high-tech. So I've got CO2 on this system. I've got a plant substrate, highlights, etc. And I set this up back in July, and I just got my first fish for this tank a couple days ago. So the reason that I was waiting was because of the plants. It had nothing to do with the cycle. I kept the bacteria alive in this aquarium and the filtration when I changed over from the Mbuna tank to the planted tank. So the tank was already cycled, and then I started planting it right away. So there wasn't really any issue as far as ammonia and nitrites. The reason why I waited is I wanted to get the plants established before I added any fish. One of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to combat the algae problem that I had. If you've seen some of the earlier videos, you know that was a challenge that's been remedied. And I also wanted the S. repens, which is the plants that I have down here on the bottom, which I'll show you in a moment. I wanted those to kind of get going and to have a chance to kind of establish themselves a little bit. Now, I don't have my carpet yet. It's going to be a period of months before I have the tank really growing the way I want it to be growing. But I did decide that it was okay to add some fish, so I'm going to show you guys those fish right now. So as you can see, I got some otocinclus. I thought this would be a great fish to add to the high-tech planted tank. They do an excellent job of cleaning algae. They're really small and kind of dainty and delicate and won't disrupt the plants while they're still trying to grow. They're not the easiest fish to film. They don't show up very well. As you can see, I've got one back there grazing on a rock. But for the most part, they're kind of difficult to find, but really kind of enjoyable to kind of see when they are active. You can see them when they move, so there you just can see it just kind of swimming around on the leaf, nibbling on the algae, and doing a really good job of keeping algae off the leaves so that the leaves can get the full light from the light. So anyway, I got 7 of them, and I think I'm going to get some more. Here's kind of a shot of the tank so you can see kind of the area that I'm working with. You can see that the S. repens are finally starting to come in, and it's starting to look a whole lot better. So as you can tell, those are not the easiest fish to see in an aquarium. Very small. They spend a lot of time hiding out on leaves and on surfaces of glass and things like that against the woodwork. So basically they're just kind of hiding out and grazing on the algae. But I did want to add them to the tank just because I wanted to have some fish to enjoy. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll just kind of sit here on a stool in front of this tank and just kind of stare at this tank for several minutes at a time and just kind of taking it all in and really, relaxing and enjoying the tank. And then also, obviously, because they are algae eaters, they will do a pretty decent job of keeping some of the algae, especially off the leaves of the plants. I'm not concerned about the glass so much. I can take care of that, obviously. But it is nice to have little, small, delicate algae eaters that swim around on your leaves and take the algae off so that your plants can flourish. So that was it, just a brief update on the planted aquarium. I just wanted to share with you guys that I finally got some fish. If you follow me on Instagram or if you are a patron of mine on my Patreon page, you do know that I got these fish. You probably saw the photos that I took with the macro lens. So even though the fish are really tiny, with the macro lens you can see all that detail. It's pretty neat to get a close-up shot of the fish. Before I go, don't forget that the aquatic experience is coming up. That is going to be October 19th, 20th, and 21st in New Jersey. I will be there Friday and Saturday, the 19th and the 20th. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys out there. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.